Maverrik Live. I'm your host today, Luke 2, and today I'm joined by Josh Ramirez.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing today, Josh?
Yeah.
You good?
Good.
Nice casual Friday?
Yeah, great to be here again.
So today we're talking about keeping the social and social selling, a very nice, light Friday conversation. As you can see, I've got my shorts on because it's so warm outside today. It's actually nice and cool in the studio, though, so we're actually pretty happy down here. Because we thought we've got the blacked out windows and we've got all black, and obviously black attracts sunlight, so we thought we're going to fry in here. But it's like really nice temperature, so I'm really surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about what we're down here for, which is keeping the social and social selling. Because obviously, if you are a business, if you're trying to sell anything online through LinkedIn, which we predominantly talk about a lot of the time, if you're just all business all the time, then you're just not really going to develop any sort of relationship with your clients, and you're going to fall into transactional selling, and people are just going to switch off to your content at the end of the day, really, aren't they? So our first point I've got is don't be all business, which I mentioned before. So this is a good one for content as well, because whenever we put something out there, as anyone from Maverrik, with a form of our content, we don't just sell our webinars constantly, we don't just sell our programs constantly, we try and actually give some value to people, don't we?
Yeah, so we try and make it so it's almost not all businessy, so we normally tend to recommend maybe 2 business posts a week, and then just having more engagement posts in there, even talking about what you're doing on the weekend or in your family life, just to make sure you're a real person, not just sell.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it's not run by someone else as well. Because that's the thing. If you've got a page which is just constantly posting links to products and services, you just kind of feel like a robot. If I was you talking to, I'm Luke. I work for Maverrik. Here's my product, and it just doesn't feel natural at all. Like you wouldn't do it for any of your other social media sites. And it's having that personal feel to things, which means that people will actually want to talk to you as well. Yeah,
and maybe doing like videos of yourself as well. So maybe not business, maybe just giving out tips about what your product is, but not just sell.
Or go live as well, because that's what we do here, is why I wanted to have everyone who is a part of Maverrik to come down and talk without the introduction pages, just to give people a feel of who we are, everyone down here, and just show our personality a little bit.
Yeah, so people actually know we're human beings, not just on LinkedIn.
I remember during our first live shows, Dean was saying how someone was messaging him, telling him that none of us existed. No one in Maverrik existed, and it was just him on his own, just talking to himself. Like he's got puppets on his fingers going, "Hi, Josh, how are you?" So the next point I've got is, I like a little sweatshirt. No one wants a lecture. So when you connect with someone, what people do on LinkedIn a lot of the time, which is annoying, people do on Instagram and Twitter all the time as well, when you connect with someone, they just start pitching immediately. Yeah. They give a huge list of, why you need me, who I am, and it feels like a lecture, and no one's going to read it, are they?
No, a lot of people, they try and pitch straight away, and then if I see people doing that to me, I'll probably just decline their request. Yeah. But if you said, I saw you in my network, it'd be great to connect with you, and then you build conversation off the back of that, then that's a good way to go about business.
Yeah, on my first sales fail video, I think I mentioned this before, a guy tried to sell me a swimming pool. I don't know what it was. It was kind of like the coating of a pool. Because I used to work in aquarium, so he thought, that's great, I'll get him onto my network. I connected with him, and then he pitched to me straight away. And then I didn't respond. A couple months later, he pitches again. Yeah. And then I decided to make a video on him going, "This is wrong, stop doing it." And he's been pitching to me for months on end now, and he sent me another one about a week ago with the same sort of copy. But it's not reflecting that I've not, mentioned anything to him before. Yeah. Like he's not saying, you didn't get my message, or how are things. It just feels like he's got a robot on, and he's just gone through his contact list, and it's just completely just sending out stuff after stuff after stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I have a few people on my network, and I'll connect with them. They won't send me anything for a bit, and then they'll send me one, and then I'll wait a week, I won't reply, and then they'll send me another and another, and I'm like, God. Yeah,
this guy was selling me his podcast. It was about business. And it was a good, I want to say, I was scrolling for a bit down there. We probably reached the message limit, all to tell me to look at this podcast. And I responded to him just saying, look, this is a long message just to tell me to check out this podcast. Yeah. All you need to do is say, hey, I'd love to get your thoughts on this new project I'm doing. How would you, what kind of content would you like? Does this resonate with you? Just something really light, just to show me this podcast. But no, he decided to tell me what it was about, why he was doing it. Like questions I would never ask him. And he would just assume
unless you ask him those questions, there's no need for a big paragraph.
Yeah, so I don't care why you started it. You start it, great, cool. Send me it, and then I'll check it out. But don't tell me every single thing I need to know about this podcast, which I never asked for. Yeah. And it does feel like a lecture, like I said on this point. It just feels like someone is just standing on a pedestal, just shouting at you.
Yeah, they're just trying to play the numbers game, as many people they can get through their funnel and onto their webinar then. But they're burning through leads doing that.
And it's not social. It's not social at all. It's just like, you know, a platform. So our next one we've got is response time. So this one is very important, actually. If someone is using an automated service, this is something they'll lack, because what they'll do is they send out hundreds of messages and they won't have time to respond to them all.
Yeah.
So you don't create a good two-way stream of conversation. What you do is you send out a message, and then if someone messages back, you need to get there, I'd say within half an hour if it's your first message, and then you make it, you know, faster and faster and faster. But if you don't respond in time and you're having messages like every so often, you're not really creating a conversation.
And what me and Curtis do as well is we try and get it within the first 15 minutes or so. Yeah. This is so even if they're inquiring about your product or your service, that they're thinking about different companies as well. But if we're on it and quick and giving them valuable information straight away, then they're more likely to buy from us.
Yeah, if someone's looking for your services, obviously they're going to be, you know, probably messaging a few people, like you said. So the first person to get in touch and, you know, provide good conversations will be at the top of their list then.
Yeah.
You're fresh in their mind, you know, your product services are at the top, and it shows that you're not going to just, you know, abandon them, you know, you're just another number.
Yeah, it shows if we do get them into our products, we're not going to just say, oh yeah, you paid now, just go ahead.
Yeah, come in, give you a product, buy. Yeah. You know, it's not that kind of transaction. Which leads us to our last point, which is the value of an in-person conversation. So when you're sending your messages out there, and when you're trying to be social with your social selling, what you need to do is just don't sell your product and service. You need to sell the conversation with you in person or on Zoom or on Google Hangouts. Obviously, that's the way we're going to do things nowadays. But you know, soon enough, we might get in some in-person meetings, which will be good. Yeah,
hopefully. Yeah, so you want to sell value of a conversation with yourself. So we have our webinars and we also have our business posts. But at the end of the day, we want to get people in a conversation on a Google Meet or even a phone call.
Yeah, if you've got a service or a product which is a B2B, which requires, you know, a little bit more selling, it was maybe high ticket or high value, or maybe it's a bit of a complex offering, depending on your field, you can't just sell it via a post or just a simple message. You're going to need a conversation. You can generate that interest, generate that relationship, and then you're going to be able to sell.
Yeah, because you can get people into free stuff with just your content and your messaging. But if it's a product that might cost thousands to someone, or even hundreds if they're not in that financial situation, then having a conversation with someone might just put them at ease a bit.
Yeah, what we do is we send out, you know, value pieces. You know, we've got these webinars to tell people how to do things. We've got, you know, some good checklists, you know, to help people like with their social selling. And with that, we generate interest in what we do in our programs. And you can do the same thing with your own services. You can show people that you are, you know, the top of your field in your industry for a certain topic. So say you're selling houses, you can talk about how much you know about those houses. You can give like some details and brochures. All you're doing is generating that interest just to have that conversation. Not generating interest for a sale, it's generating interest for a conversation.
Yeah, and you'll be seen as your industry leader if you start producing content that's value, and then you'll hopefully get a call off the back of that.
Yeah, and doing it right, you'll, you know, building your network up. You said you'll be an industry leader. You can be a thought leader. You have some, you know, sway on, you know, how things are going in that industry. There's a lot you can do with it just by providing value.
Yeah.
In mostly content, I'd say. I mean, that's our huge thing. It's like content. You need to be posting out there. But it's hard for people who are directly in sales, or they're business owners, or they're very enveloped in their own world, to get lost in creating content. They don't know what to post or how to post.
Or they're so targeted on the sales numbers and I need to send X amount of messages, then they just get swamped almost, and they just think, oh, I'll just go back to my old ways. Yeah, so it's building that habit.
Yeah, with social media, you need to build a habit, like I said, of creating content, messaging, talking about it, and generating discussions. Because I see a lot of the time as well, people will be like, oh, I'll create content for the sake of it. And what they'll do is they'll just post a statement, and they won't create like a conversation or discussion. They'll just be like, hey, look, this exists. And then they expect people to talk about it, and they get really confused of, okay, so you've just shown me this thing. I don't know what to say to it. You know, you're not creating a conversation or a discussion. You're just showcasing something.
Yeah, you're just showcasing something, but something maybe someone's not even asked for.
Yeah,
and you're trying to create a conversation off the back of nothing, essentially.
Or it's something only you care about. Yeah, like none of your target audience and none of your prospects care about it, but you care about it, so you expect them to as well.
So you're forcing it down them.
Yeah, it's really weird. Well, thanks for coming down, Josh.
That's okay.
For our Maverrik Live. If you've got anything you need to discuss with us, don't forget to contact us on hi@maverrik.com and follow us on all our social media platforms. We've got YouTube, we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, we've got a TikTok, which is crazy. But yeah, it's where a lot of our short form content is as well, which is another thing we can talk about, is using those different channels. But that's in another Maverrik Live at another time. So thank you again for watching Maverrik Live. We'll be back on Monday for our next show, and we will see you there. Thanks again, Josh.
No problem. I'll be on soon as well.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.